When a farmer brings his first fruits to the Beis Hamikdash for his bikurim, he states, the Torah tells us, ve'anisa ve'amarta. He answers and he states. What's the superfluous language for? Rashi says his obligation is haramas kol. He's supposed to state it loudly. He's supposed to state the story, retell it. Arami avir avi vayered mitzrayim vayagar shem b'mseimat. The story that we're familiar with most of which is in the Haggadah we read every single year. But it's interesting, it's curious that we have to, the offerer has to yell, has to scream out the story. Why is it so necessary? Does God not hear him if he would just say it at a monotone voice, in a whisper? In fact, in Shemon Esrei, we're actually told, the Gemara says, anyone who yells when they daven Shemon Esrei, they're mekadnei emuna. They're lacking faith. What, you don't think God hears you? If you just talk in your regular voice or a whisper so you don't disturb your neighbor who's davening. That's all you need. Why, when it comes to bikurim, there's a command that it needs to be not just audible, but it needs to be loud? Perhaps the answer is that when it comes to tefillah, prayer is something private. It's something between you and God. It's not necessary for people, not necessary, but not appropriate for people to know what's bothering you inside, what your thoughts and feelings are. That's a conversation that only deserves God's attention, and everyone else should be excluded. But when it comes to the mitzvah of bikurim, whose purpose is to show hakaras hatov, to show gratitude to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the wonderful brachos that I have received, because I now have a wonderful, beautiful garden full of amazing produce that I can share with my family and others. When it comes to gratitude, we share it out loud. We want everybody to know it's not just a simcha for me, it's a simcha for everybody, to appreciate the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, it's my personal achievement with God's help, but now I get to praise God in front of everybody. And when you show gratitude, gratitude is public. And that's why we have, for example, a Sudas Hoda, a meal to give thanks. We make it in public to give thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This past week, I had the awesome honor to participate in 2 stories that are superhuman. On Tuesday night, many in the shul were privileged to hear from Andrei Kozlov, one of the hostages, the rescued hostages, and the daring mission when those 4 precious souls were saved, were snatched away from the hands of the evil Hamas. And he told a story in intricate detail about what it was like. You can't even imagine. He says just nonchalantly, I was locked in a room for 2 months with chains on my arms and legs, and he managed to survive and persevere. It's so difficult to comprehend. And then the following night, on Wednesday night, was zocha to attend Dovi Muchnik's Sudas Hoda, that after a 13-year battle with cancer, he survived. And now, officially, the doctors have declared him cancer-free. The story of the ups and downs and the battles, the isolation, the troubles, the anxiety, the stress, superhuman, that he's able to make it this far, and God willing, continue to be strong for many more years to come. Va'anisa va'amarta, these are reasons to say them haramas kol, you say them out loud. These are personal stories that are meant to be shared with all, to show greatness to God, to give greatness, to ascribe greatness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and share it with the rest of the world. May we all be zoche to not only share how great HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in our lives, but that we always look for reasons in our lives to show how and why HaKadosh Baruch Hu is so great. May we all have a wonderful Shabbos, safe Shabbos, a healthy Shabbos, and one always full of gratitude.